in Niger who lost 6 children. There's no amount of condolences or emergency relief that will ever be useful to such a person. People have lost homes, properties, so many things, especially in the Lekki. And it's not restricted to Lekki because indeed we were warned that coastal states will face a lot of flooding this year. So you would expect that when you have that kind of warning, there should have been some good measure of preparation. I said you could ascribe what happened, one, to what we brought upon ourselves. We are so indisciplined as a people. It's so scary how the level of indiscipline, that we show. We're reckless with our waste management. We dump waste everywhere. Lagos, for instance, has almost become, everywhere you go, people heap their waste everywhere. Yes, okay, government is not picking it, PSB. So we now think, oh, it's free for all. Every nook and cranny in Lagos, you find people creating their own new dump site.
What is very troubling is that you say that this happens every year, and in many instances that's very true. It might not be the same part, or it might not be in this magnitude. Maybe perhaps the last time we saw wide-scale flooding was 2012. But every year we're given a warning that rainfalls might increase, the intensity will be more, might last for shorter periods. I mean, the rainy season might be short, but the intensity of the rain will be much. On a larger scale, what do you think that we should be doing? I mean, you talked about the three causes. Part of it man-made, part of it governance issues, and the third one, climate change. I recall asking one of your colleagues in the environmental business, what percentages of these effects, I mean, of 100%, what percentages would this one carry? He believes that they carry equal percentages, as it were. He gave 2 reasons, believes that they carry 50% each. On your own rating now, how much weight would you say each one of them carries?
Well, since climate change is not something that we can do much about, the big responsibility we have around climate change is to try and reduce what is going to happen in the future for future generations down the line, and also to help ourselves to adapt with and cope with what is happening currently. So I would say climate change perhaps takes about 30% really. We must put the reasons for this at our own doorsteps, because we have drainages. We are the people who violate building plans. We are the ones who build along drainages. We are the ones who build along river lines. If you take the Lagos buffer, there is a green belt in Lagos running from Ogun State to the lagoon in Lagos. Go around Ikeja, Maryland. It has been violated extensively. And this is not being done by just, say, poor people who are looking for where to squat or where to start their workshop. Well, of course, we have a lot of artisans, starting their workshops. And you have big houses, showing you that people with affluence, people with opulence are building houses along, and they are cutting down those trees. Nigeria, for instance, is the country with the highest rate of deforestation in the world. About 4% of our forest is being lost annually. And that is massive. If you travel along the Shagamu Express towards Ondo, and the same thing along the Ibadan Expressway, Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, you find these unauthorized container parks where people are loading timber for export. We shouldn't be a country that will be focusing on timber as an export, because the desert is fastly coming down on us. So we are losing our natural forest. Not only that, we are also in the business of charcoal export. It doesn't fit that we want to do afforestation, we want to reclaim our forest, and we are encouraging people to export. We can understand that locals use charcoal for their energy, and this should be something that we are working towards addressing. But then we are now exporting charcoal as well, and it's allowed to go through the borders. So you wonder if we really are serious about anything. And again, so to a good extent, you say that is failure of governance, because they have the responsibility to check all of this. And that's not the only failure of governance. Governance is also not delivering those essential services. I've said this in your studio before, some time back, that in a place like Lagos, if a new area is to be developed, it's just land speculators, investors who go somewhere, get a piece of land from the landowners, and ask people to come and buy. Infrastructure don't go ahead of them. And anywhere you have development going that way, things will be haphazard. So eventually when you want to correct things, it becomes difficult because you have to break down people's houses, you have a lot of litigation. Government has not been proactive. And it's the case across board.
I ask, you know, if government really has the capacity. When you look at the enormity of the problem, when you look at the fact that population is expanding rapidly and people are in need of homes, they need of houses, they need where to work, they need where to live, they need a place to dispose their refuse. You have to ask, does government truly have the capacity? Take